Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and for joining us once again on the Discipline Therapy Podcast with your two hosts, Mr. E.L. Discipline, and with him always, Suhey Sotomayor. We have a couple of announcements. We have, for our Patreon family and those who attended the workshop, that's all on Patreon for you guys to review and go over and all that.
For our exclusive content, bloopers, lives behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
right here, patreon.com. New workshop, 2023,
Mm-hmm.
probably mid 2023, summer or spring, April, May, June. That'll be to be announced. Also,
Yeah.
we're also on major listening platforms as well: iTunes, Apple, Spotify, Overcast, Goodreads, iTunes, like all that good stuff. Cashbox.
Mm-hmm. Still on YouTube.
All right. So before we get into it, we're gonna do the tuning fork. I'm gonna do it.
We're switching it up here, guys.
And then
Switching it
I'm
up.
gonna get into my spill.
I like it.
All right. Cool. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we know you're fiends and y'all know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy where everything is completely free. See if you subscribe. Some things are free and the rest that aren't free are on patreon.com.
I like it.
But what is free here is judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or my favorite roll of blunt. But make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and sometimes vulgar conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're here. And we're here with season 9, episode 95, Chauvinism and Feminism, with a special guest.
All right, all right. All right. So, do you want to state your name or remain anonymous?
I will remain anonymous.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay, good, good. All right. So today's topic is chauvinism and feminism. What is your definition of chauvinism?
Well, I think it's basically when a certain group exercises control over other group, like male chauvinism would be male feeling superior over women.
Yep,
Okay.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask me how I know if that's correct, because I looked it up. I got nervous and I was like, oh my
doesn't
God.
necessarily mean women though. It's not specified.
No. Yeah, it's a group that
Mhm.
holds themselves to a higher value or standard. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's her definition.
Yeah.
Like I'll give my definition of it later, but it's her definition.
Got
So,
you.
what is feminism?
Well, feminism is about equal rights, according to feminists. So,
Okay. Okay, so do you believe that women like working with people and men like working with things and objects?
women like working with people. And yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So men like also working with their hands, using logic, critical thinking.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's see. The reason I think this is true is because, like I said in the workshop, feminine energy is more collaborative. Women are programmed for inclusive relationships, while masculinity is more inclined to engaging in exclusive relationships. For example, like going against the grain, things of that beliefs and stuff of that nature. Okay, so career over family. What do you think about this? Or
Well,
family over career?
I think they should be connected. Like, you should care about your career, but as long as you're working to support your family, to, you know,
What about
yeah.
what about how some women, especially like nowadays, they would rather work on their career first than starting their family first. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think that that's a bit dangerous to do, because if you focus too much on your career, you might fall behind on your dating life, and after 30, your looks decline. You
Mm.
you might have some emotional damage from past experiences, and it's just a bit. It gets late and becomes more difficult to find somebody that would be willing to support you.
Mm.
She's right.
Yeah.
Do you believe that it's a contradiction for a hardcore feminist to desire an alpha dominant male?
Yeah,
Why do you think it is a contradiction?
um, because feminists think that men and women are equal,
Mm,
but we want different things. So it doesn't make sense to have them be equal. You can't have men be better if they're equal, and women want men to be better.
mm,
Mm.
mm.
That's a good way of putting it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's dope. That's dope. I like that. So, what do women love and seek men who are superior to them?
Yes.
Probably, yeah, because the earlier prior. You want to go, or you want me to? I'm like hogging her.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
All right. Um, jeez. Do women love to be objectified or to feel inferior?
Uh,
It's a
I'd
hard one, right?
say so, but like not. I'd say that women want to be objectified, but more so by their own man rather than all men.
I was
Mm-hmm.
about yo.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say that. Like we're gonna go through these when you're done. I was thinking about the
I was
same
saying the
thing.
same thing. Yep.
Um.
So then, why would a woman shame a male chauvinist? Do you think? Like, oh, well, she just answered that
Yeah.
with her answer to the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't want all men to do it. She just wants. Well, a woman would
Yeah.
want just her man.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna pick specific questions.
Okay.
Modern men and modern women, who are more narcissistic in your opinion?
Modern women,
Modern women. Um.
Wait, can I ask why?
because they think that they're better than they actually are, because there's because they can make themselves look much better on social media. They get a lot more attention,
hmm.
and that's what makes them think they're better.
Okay.
And
Let me ask you a question. This is not on the bullets. A man who wants his woman to lead in the relationship, or let's both lead in the relationship, 50-50, equality. He wants his woman to dominate him, maybe in the bedroom. Like, what do you think about that? What do you think about the man doing that? What do you think about the woman doing that? And do you think that that would be the core to a successful relationship?
What, like being 50-50?
Everything that I said.
Okay.
The man wants her to lead. He wants to lead sometimes. He wants her to dominate him, maybe sexually too. He wants he wants to go 50-50.
yeah, I've thought about that, and I don't think I understand it. I don't see how that would work, because I think that women like naturally want to be more submissive, and if you want to be the dominant one, I imagine that there's some kind of emotional damage going on. I don't see how that can be normal, and I imagine it would turn toxic if
Mm,
it was 50-50.
So do
But I
you
don't understand the psychology behind it. I don't know
so
why it is the way it is.
you don't think an alpha female and an alpha male would that relationship would that work?
Sorry?
Do you think an alpha female and an alpha male would that relationship work?
No.
Mm.
why?
Well, how can you have two people that want to be dominant?
Mm-hmm.
How would either of them be satisfied? I mean, I don't.
No, that makes sense.
They repel each other if something.
Mm.
Now, what do you believe the
You,
ideologies?
no, go ahead. I was gonna say something.
Yeah.
Do you believe that like you're the first female guest that we brought on the show that from my vibes, you look at women should be feminine and men should be masculine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing. You know, like, well, you probably don't know. This is your first time on the show. And I don't know how active you watch the show, but you're the first female. We've been doing this for 2 years.
You
You
should get a prize.
you are the first female that has come on the show that is showing, like, from the vibes I get, men should do what men should do and be how they should be as far as men, and masculinity is associated with men. And you're thinking women should be in their role and their positions and do what they should do as females and be feminine, and they should be more feminine because that is their role and that is their energy. That's the vibe I get. That's amazing.
Yeah, it makes the most sense to me anyway.
Can I? This is not on the bullets either. Um, how did you? How were you taught like how to be this way, like from your parents or family growing up?
No, if something, I was encouraged to be independent, and even in school, eh, I wasn't like every when I liked someone, they would tell me to focus on studying, and yeah, no, I
What
didn't.
what's your ethnicity? I see you have an accent.
Bulgarian.
Mm.
Mm.
So then, what was your mom like this? Like, did you see this growing up at home, or was she like the total opposite? Because my mother is very what's that called?
Like a feminist.
Yeah, feminist.
I'd say my mom was kind of submissive,
Okay.
Mm.
support the family. So my mom would sometimes have to be a bit more masculine, but if I was, from what I get from the dynamic between my parents, I think my mom was submissive.
So do you believe the belief though of chauvinism and feminism, like what do you believe it's doing to society? Is it helping society? Is it destroying society? Is it making society better? Is it like what do you think it's doing?
It's definitely not making it better.
Do you think
I
it
don't know if it's
exists?
destroying it.
Do you think
Yeah,
feminism and chauvinism exists? Or is it just like one?
they they exist. It's
They both
happening.
did. Okay.
Uh, and it's
Okay.
very confusing for young women because they in their core, I think that they want to be
Last one.
submissive, but they're going against it.
Last one. We
Okay.
got last question for you.
Should a woman ask her man for permission when she's about to make a major decision?
Yeah,
And
Why?
because in a relationship, you should always consider how the other person thinks and how they feel. You shouldn't make decisions on your own.
so,
Okay.
do
So
you think that would work
with the man?
with the man? Yeah. Like, should he also ask permission to his wife or his woman before making a major decision as well?
Depends on what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's make this just a little bit more subjective. Let's say she's going to a party and should she just dress however she wants, like, or should she, like, because I believe, like, dating women in the past, like, I dated a lot of submissive women in the past, they dress how they want. But if they're going to a party and they may feel like something might be too revealing, they'll ask me, what do you think about this? So, like that. Do you think
Um.
do you think that's normal in your mind for a woman to ask a man?
Would you do that?
No. Like. I don't think she should be going to clubs at all dressed
Oh,
provocatively, because why are you trying to attract attention towards you if you're in a relationship,
oh,
Mm,
unless you're going with him, and
okay.
then it's fine.
mm.
So, and then it's okay for her to dress provocatively if he's okay with it.
Sorry.
So if she's going out to like let's say a club with her man, her boyfriend, do you think it would be okay then for her to still dress provocatively if he's okay with it as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us your perspective. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a great
Have
day.
a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Oh wait,
Cool.
all the way off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get into
I
it.
like her. Going back to that chauvinism, I looked it up because I freak out. I'm like, he's gonna ask these hard questions, and that is what it said in the Webster's dictionary. I'll have you know.
Mm. Okay, so let's get into this. We go back to the beginning. Chauvinism. Okay, so what do you think it is? And I'll tell you what the real answer is.
What the real answer is? The real answer is what it says in the dictionary, and it doesn't specifically say that it's a man. It just says that it's a group that
Mm-hmm.
holds themselves like more important or higher or better.
Yeah.
But it didn't say man, but then the example was sometimes it's male chauvinistic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Feminism.
Feminism, that one I didn't look up. And I just think it's just a group of women who want equal rights and everything equal for women.
False.
Oh,
So feminism, we
well, I
had
said I didn't look it up.
season 7, season 1. Remember? I mean, episode 7, season 1. Remember?
Mm,
Feminism.
no.
Okay, so feminism is movement advocating for equal rights.
Yeah.
Fem, is associated with female. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why they would say female, but there are male feminists. So
Yes.
it's pretty much a feminist is someone who advocates
For women.
for equal rights or more so female rights.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what feminism is. That's the real definition.
Okay.
Now, what they're doing is because feminism has a negative connotation, they kind of water it down
Oh
with
yeah.
female empowerment.
Oh. Well, no. To
Also,
me, feminism and female empowerment is two different things in my eyes.
yes, it
Okay.
is. But they try to coincide the two.
Mm-hmm.
They intertwine them. They think that they are synonymous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And didn't you say also that now they're saying they're not feminists, they're humanists? No, that's not what you said.
I had one woman tell me that
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
because when I had this conversation with her, I
Mm-hmm.
said, we won't work out because you're this, she was attracted to me, I was attracted to her, and she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in town. Let's go to dinner." And I'm like, "Listen, before we even waste time, you're a feminist and you're hardcore and steadfast in this way, and I'm this and I'm dominant and I'm kind of like a male chauvinist. So, I don't think it's gonna work
I'm
out."
kinda.
She asked why, and I said, "Well, you're a smart girl. You know why?" She said, "Because I won't listen." I said, "Yeah, that's one." So I said, "You're a feminist." And she said, "No, I consider myself a humanist," which is the
Ah,
same
okay.
thing. So a woman could say, "Well, I can't just say I'm a woman because I have feelings, like I'm a human being." Like, obviously, but they'll throw that more out there than that because they know that there's a negative connotation for that. Especially if they watch this podcast and they see a handsome devil like me
You handsome devil,
that's
you.
saying he doesn't like that.
Yeah, that's
Now
true.
they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, maybe guys that look like him and think like him, alpha dominant, maybe the subjective, might not like that either." So let's start saying women empowerment. Let's start saying humanists. You see what
I
I'm
like
saying?
humanists.
So yeah, you're kind of feministic.
Yeah, what does that mean?
You
I'm kinda
you have feministic
tendencies.
tendencies or
Well, my mother
mentalities
was
and stuff like that.
hardcore
So
feminist.
yeah, um, women like working with people and men like working with things and objects, their hands using logic, critical thinking.
Um, I would agree with that because men they like to they're the construction guys and all that stuff. They like to get down and dirty with stuff. Although critical thinking, I think is both. But I do agree with that.
Definitely men critical thinking, women kind of adapt that, you know.
But if they still do it, they're still doing critical thinking, though.
Yeah, but when you add up whole or ratio, who does that more? It's men. Men are more logical, women are more emotional. So men are gonna be more. Now, did I say they're logical? They're gonna be more rational. They're gonna be more critical thinkers, and that's why they're better at making decisions. Women have to, they kind of got to mold themselves into men, get high in their masculinity to get into this stuff like critical thinking, lead thinking, and um, um, decision making. But even the most intelligent, book smart of a woman, I don't care, PhD, doctor, she'll sometimes make decisions based off emotion, impulse, and then she'll realize, oh shit, like down the line, I fucked up. So even the smartest woman. So now,
Mm.
like now we look at the percentage of smart women in this world. There's a small percentage because all
There's
these
not a small percentage of smart women. There are maybe I think there's a lot of smart women. Now, if you're saying that they're not smart because they're emotional, then that's not.
No, I'm talking as a world, like I'm talking as a whole, as a world. So there's not a lot of smart women. There's a small percentage, and this goes back to like I'm not including. I'm not just saying America. I'm including Saudi Arabia and on all of that nature. Those women don't get the same opportunities and educational level as men. That's why they practice hypergamy more. So they might have street smart, but there's not a lot. Especially when we look at what's going on in society and what women are doing. A woman who poses her body and objectifies herself is not pretty smart to me.
You're right
A
with
woman
that.
who seeks attention that is not pretty smart to me. A woman who doesn't really vet the guys properly that she's with.
Right, but then if you're gonna go on that logic, then how are you gonna? All you're seeing are women that are putting right. That's what you're seeing. You're not seeing the women who aren't.
That's why I say it's a small percentage. I'm not saying that women. I didn't say all women are dumb.
No, I know, but a
All
small
women are not
percentage is
smart.
that.
Yeah,
That's not. I don't
a small
believe that that's
percentage.
correct
A
either.
100%, small percentage. A
Okay.
hundred
Well,
percent.
we
I
like
tell
to
you, let me
agree to disagree in this
let me
show.
tell you some shit. Let me tell you some shit. There's more women in college than men. There's more women trying to further their education than men, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're smart. What school is not teaching you about is the real game of life. Critical thinking, a lot of women don't have it. Logical thinking, a lot of women don't have it. And this is because, like I said at the workshop, female energy is more collaborative, programmed to be more inclusive and have more inclusive relationships, while masculinity is more inclined to engage in exclusive relationships. Going against the grain, um, that's exclusive, not following with the crowd, not caring about the backlash, I said this, all the women agreed with me. Like, if you're a woman that's pristine and you wear clothes down to your ankles and you see women who are dressing provocatively, you say, listen, if there's such thing as women empowerment and we got to stick together, then I got to hold you accountable, girl. But you're not going to think like that. You're going to be like, women are women and we're sisters and let them do their thing. And I'm not going to, but what she's doing affects you. And you don't think it does, but it does. So now you don't hold her accountable, but you really do want to, but you won't because it's gonna make you a hater. Other women are gonna say, well, you just mad because you don't have that body. Women can't handle that type of pressure. So they would just say, listen, I'll just keep my mouth shut. Women have come on the show and have said this.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is a fact. A lot of women won't go against other women because of, guess what? You're gonna get a lot more hate from other women being submissive, talking about this stuff that's positivity and all that, than men, because men like it. You're gonna get a lot more hate. There's a lot of men out there that follow women anyways. They're submissive to women. Oh, I'll marry you for whatever. Women can say, I'm lonely or whatever. Post in the comments, why are you sad, ma? Go in the DM, why are you sad, ma? I'll do whatever to make you happy. Let me put a smile on your face. They're submissive to women anyways. So get men out of the equation because they'll follow women, whatever. They're posting their body, they'll be in the comments. They're talking
Right. So they're the
positivity,
ones who are also helping them promote it.
they're talking about positivity, they'll be in the comments. But the moment women will say, stop doing this, this is not women empowerment, other women will say, yo, stop being a hater. Da 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 da, this and that. Men won't do that. And if they are, they're beta male, simp manginas. They won't. Because real men value this stuff with women. So women may believe being submissive is the key, but she's not going to hold other women accountable. She's not going to publicly come on a platform like this maybe and even talk about these type of topics.
Hmm.
It's very scared, and not to knock the caller, but she wanted to be anonymous. Maybe she has a boyfriend, maybe she doesn't. Maybe her ideologies are just too much. It's too much pressure. If people are throwing rocks at me verbally, I might cry. I might get into type of depression. I'm
Yep.
saying facts. So that's part of not being able to handle pressure. Me, on the other hand, and I use myself as an example, I'm talking about this. There's male feminists who are shaming me for it. I'm still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
There's women out there who have walked away from me. Still doing it. I'm still am who I am. There's women out there who are trying to shame me in the comments or whatever. Still doing it. I don't lose sleep, but it could fuck a woman up.
Okay.
So, career over family, what do you think?
I think that that is, well, first of all, I think that you have different types of women, right? You have women that have been taught or aspire only to be taken care of, and that means they just want to have that family and all that stuff. And then you have women who are maybe are coming from lower income environments, and they see how hard it is to struggle, so they want to start that career. I think that is a conversation that people should have when they're getting with their partners. But um, I think at the end of the day, there's gonna come a time. I mean, for both, I guess, where your career isn't going to be enough. You're going to want to have, that family there, and you don't want to wait too long for that.
Yeah, that's true. So,
You wait too long, and you think you can do, you can have a kid whenever, and it doesn't always happen like that. You know what I mean? Like, you wait too long, you might not be able to have those kids.
family over career for me. However, we live in a world now where some, especially America, some household, and especially New York, some households require two incomes.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, things are not a quarter anymore. Things are not 10 cents.
No,
You understand? So,
a slice of pizza, for Christ's sakes, is like what, $5?
yeah, things are not like rent, cost of property, property tax. Things are going up, especially depending on the region. So some households may require
Two
um
incomes.
two
I
incomes.
agree.
However, because we tend to get focused on getting the bag and making the money and making sure the bills are paid on time and whatever, right? We neglect the family. We neglect the love. We don't have time for maybe significant other or significant others. And you know, by career over family, we're on the path of constantly disconnecting.
I agree.
So I agree with you when you said sometimes, you might think it might be there. You want the career now and then the family later. Um that can work for men because men are, you know, designed to be providers and they take pride in that, and when they get their empire right and ready to go, they want to maybe not settle down, but they want that special someone or someone's plural to be there, to build some type of legacy
Mm-hmm.
around where they could leave this earth for something, where they could, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They kind of ingrain their essence on this world. They feel that. So for men, like, they can always like they don't have to rush to do that.
No,
Women,
I think a man can have a kid at any time.
yeah,
Yeah.
women on the other hand, their biological clock ticks.
Yeah, and it's a
Their
lot
window.
more too. Like, they would have to get their eggs frozen, and like, it's added steps that
Mhm.
might not have been necessary.
Yeah. So let's say a 30-year-old right now, maybe doing OnlyFans, whatever. And now she's like, you know what? I had my fun. I did this. I did that. I got my bag. I built my empire. So now I got all the money that I feel, all the money in the world. Now I could go find the partner I need to find. And it took her probably 5 years to get that, maybe 10 years to get that, right? Through
Oh.
the meantime, she was just in fuck buddy relationships because ultimately she still has needs.
Mm-hmm.
She refuses to be a lesbian. She loves to be around men, you know what I'm saying? Real men, alpha males probably. But she just doesn't have time to give her all. She doesn't have time to give to be in a relationship. So for 10 years, and maybe she went through some shit already. 5 years with the bum. So I don't
Okay.
want to do that again. So maybe 10 years, she's just she's just through the course of 10 years, she's in these meaningless relationships. So now she says she's finally ready for a serious one.
Okay.
So now she's 40 years old and she may not be able to have kids effectively. Maybe she has a miscarriage the first time she has one.
Well, statistically, women normally do, and they don't even know it. But go ahead.
So you see what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be their window is closing.
Oh
They may
yeah.
not realize it. They
Oh
may think they're
yeah.
gonna be young forever. Your body doesn't count internally. Like we know that women's waist expands more than men, and especially when you have kids, your body changes, right or wrong.
100%.
Okay, so it's always harder for women to lose weight than men. I think we said this in a previous show.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, like what you believe is your value, your core value, youth, beauty, maybe sexual talents, they start to diminish and influence over men. These things start to diminish. So now you gotta rush now. Yo, my time is, I'm 40 years old. What if I can't have kids? Like I gotta rush now. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, like, if the woman is saying career over family, she's setting herself up for failure
I also
because
think
what she wants down the line may not always be there.
I agree. I also think that if you and your so this is, I guess, when you're already in a relationship and you want to have that career over family. I feel like
No, no,
know what?
no. Doesn't have to be that. A woman could just say, "I'm single right now and not sexually active, and I'm just
No,
focusing on my
what
career."
I was saying is that if what I was saying is if you're both of them are have to go to work, like the male and the female in the relationship, right? You that's already causing harm, especially if the kids are at that age where they're very influenced. You know what I mean? If there's no one home when they come home from school, then they can get into a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? Like if the kids are coming home from school from kindergarten, let's say all the way up to junior high, right about where they're gonna, the next year they're gonna go into high school, and all that time they're like latchkey kids. You know what that is? Kids that have to go and turn and let
Yeah.
themselves in. That's a lot of time for them to pick up things, that may be harmful to them mentally, do things, sneak people in and out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's bigger than just I might not be able to have kids later on. It's if you have those kids, put that career on hold for now
Mm.
until they're at a certain age where you've taught them everything that's going to sustain them. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, they have to find the right partner probably that's willing to, go through with that. I feel like women don't really want to work.
Don't want to work like outside of the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be very hard to get
Yeah.
with men that are willing to do that in this modern era. Cause like, let's say you're lucky enough to get a millionaire, he has to also not be fat and ugly. But even a fat and ugly man can have a side chick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause she could be with him for money. So that's number one. So he has to be handsome. He has to be in shape, right?
I mean,
He
he
has to
doesn't
be
have to if he
he
has
has
the
to be able
money.
to dominate you or whatever. So let's say he's just doesn't have those things and he makes money. So you're just getting with the guy for survival. There's no chemistry there.
Hmm.
There's no sexual arousal. She might end up telling her man, "Listen, is it cool if I have a boyfriend that who's younger than you?" Maybe he's a cuckold. Maybe he
Okay.
likes to hear about that and watch it too. So he might say, "Okay, cool." Let's say he's not, because his money comes with conditions.
Hmm.
No, you're not fucking nobody else. I'm paying for everything. I'm paying the bills or whatever it is. I'm doing everything here. I'm making sure you go shopping and get all your luxury or whatever. No, you're not gonna be doing that.
Okay.
It's hard, man. It's gonna be hard because, like, let's say the woman only likes black guys, and a white guy's willing to give you that.
a
So
a rich white guy?
men are territorial and possessive. And if they're
Right.
gonna be providing for you, they become extra.
Okay.
That means if I'm paying your bills and our bills, I don't want you talking to no other nigga. I
Okay.
don't want you being with it. He becomes territorial and possessive because might be part of his love language. This, and every woman can't get provided for. So if I'm providing for you and you don't want to, like, it doesn't want to be 50-50 or whatever it is, you don't want to work, there's conditions that come here.
That's fair, though.
Yeah, but some women live in a fantasy world. They think they're
Mm,
gonna have it all.
got you.
So I'm bringing them back to reality. I'm making them humble.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Because nobody talks about this.
Mm,
So here's the thing: you might get with a rich man. What comes with that?
you
Maybe
never know.
cheating and lies might
Mhm.
come with it. Maybe narcissism.
For definitely narcissism.
Maybe abuse, physical abuse,
Or mental.
psychological
Yeah.
abuse, emotional abuse. He's not building you up because he's busy about making money that you keep spending.
Mm-hmm.
He's traveling. He's this, he's that. He's barely in the house, right? Because we're not talking about billionaires. That's a handful. A lot of women won't get lucky enough to get these billionaires. How are they going to attract them?
Mm-hmm.
How would they even attract a millionaire?
Yeah.
Most of them ain't on dating apps.
Yeah. I mean, how many billionaires do you know that just walk around with regular folk?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So ultimately, what they might feel is the closest to that: rappers, actors, professional athletes. LeBron James is going to be in this town. I'm booking my ticket.
Maybe not actors.
Stephen Curry,
Mm.
Kevin Durant, actors, whoever, Johnny Depp,
Johnny Depp is not walking around with regular folk.
Brad Pitt. He's going to be in my city. Ooh, the rapper's going to be in my town.
That one maybe.
That might be my chance.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that might be obtainable to them. That might be obtainable as well to them to get that. But now look at what you're gonna get. It goes back to a couple of shows prior, 93, $50 million without these things, or you get the great sex, the healthy love, the great conversations, and all that stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe he's making 90K. Good money. Maybe he's not a millionaire, but you may still not have to work.
Yeah.
Maybe you do have to work a little bit.
Yeah, but a little part-timer.
You see what I'm saying? So ultimately, like, there's a lot of women out there who are delusional. I'll say it again, because a lot of men are more logical. A lot of men don't speak like this. They don't say they want the girl who's this, who got money, who got her own, who's also this, who's also that. Men are simple. We want 3 major or 4 major things. That's it. Okay. Is it a contradiction for a hardcore feminist to desire an alpha dominant male?
Is it a contradiction? I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. Why?
Well, if they're a hardcore feminist, it's like what the guest said when she was on. A hardcore feminist wants everything to be 50-50, right? Or to help her, become more. A dominant man wants things his way. So I don't see how that would work. They want two different things essentially.
A feminist will say, us. I want us to do everything together. A feminist
Right.
will say equality. A feminist will say we can't build separately. A feminist will say,
Wait, you said they'll say we can't or we can build separately.
we can't build separately.
We cannot.
Yeah, we
Okay.
cannot. Like, you cannot have your own podcast and your own
Right.
business
It has
and
to be both of us or none
everything.
of us.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Feminists will, project their feelings upon you. Feminists will
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people project their feelings upon others.
okay. But we're talking about feminists and
Mm.
female feminists and alpha male dominant men.
Okay.
So it's a contradiction. This is the summary. It's a contradiction because hardcore feminists are about quote unquote women empowerment and women are better and pussy runs the world and we can both lead in the dynamic. just like you said. And alpha males are completely different. So it's a contradiction because if you're a hardcore feminist, you don't give a fuck about masculinity and you don't associate that with man. You believe that there's a toxic masculinity. You believe that that exists. You believe masculinity is bad. You believe dominance is bad. It's a trigger for you.
Mm.
Submission is a trigger for you. So it's like it's a contradiction. But the reality is these women gravitate and these want these men more. But it's a major contradiction because it almost hypocrite. Can we say that too?
Mm-hmm.
Hypocrite, yeah, because you might publicly try to be a feminist. Privately, you're an advocate for dominance.
I just don't see how those two go together. Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why those two wouldn't go
So
together.
so in her relationship behind closed doors, she's crying for the dick. She's chasing the guy. She's on her knees in all ways. She's whatever you want, I'll let you lead.
Mm.
It might be conditional based on what he's providing.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So most of them are like this. So I feel like they're hypocrites. They don't practice what they preach.
Mm-hmm.
Do women love and seek men who are superior to them?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Um,
We got into it yesterday with this question.
do women love to be objectified, feel superior?
To
I mean
feel
inferior.
inferior. And I know you're a technical fighter, so just to avoid going into it like we did yesterday, yes.
Okay, so I'll explain to everybody because when I explained it to her, because we like to go over these bullets behind the scenes. Not all of them, but like let's say you have a question about something.
We get all the fighting out of the way and then we bring the niceness to the podcast.
Sometimes we fight on Patreon. But
Oh
I
yeah.
don't want them seeing that type of negativity because I'm not about,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'd
All
rather
right,
have a
so
healthy debate, not a
do you want to get into
argument.
this how we did yesterday?
Not an argument. Okay. So and you agreed with me at the end of the day when I explained it. I wasn't being specific. Just to summarize, I'm
Yeah.
not being specific. So if I said women love to be sexually objectified, I would be wrong. Women love to be objectified negatively, I would be wrong. Women love to be objectified positively, I would be wrong. Women love to be objectified outside of the bedroom, I would be wrong. Women love to be objectified inside the bedroom, I would be wrong. Women love to be objectified by their man, I would be wrong. So because I'm a technical fighter, like you said, I said objectify. So it is a general, plain, and it is true because all those things matter. Some women like to be objectified negatively. They might be emotional masochists. Some women like your man to only objectify. Use me in any way you want. An object, use my
Right.
mouth, use my pussy, use my sex. I like to be objectified. Be like a footstool while you're watching your football.
Mm-hmm.
You put your foot on my back. They love to be objectified, even if it's just for their men. Some women love to be objectified positively. That might be positive. Women love to be objectified. Those women on OnlyFans, strippers, women posting provocative photos. She could be a business owner.
I do agree with that. I don't agree with the see, it's because you're not being thing to feel inferior,
Yeah.
but because you're not
Yes.
being specific.
Yes.
So okay.
So yes, when
I'm
she's
just gonna put my 2 cents into that.
when she's on her knees,
Right.
maybe in private, she's letting you dominate her. She wants to be inferior in that
Right.
moment.
So
When
let
she
me clarify my part with that. It's
eh,
only to the man that she's with. She doesn't
Mm.
like to feel inferior to other men.
not it might not be just that because there's different women.
Okay, go.
You know what I'm saying? There's different women. So it might be business.
Why would any woman want to feel inferior in business though?
It might be
They're trying to no way. They're trying to all these years, right? That led to that
Listen,
movement to try to be
listen.
equal.
At the end of the day, there's different women. And this is where you and I are debates. Like
Yeah.
you get negated because there's different women. Even in business, you might have a woman that wants to feel inferior. It could just be in a moment. I can't like, yo, you take the lead here. We're not gonna make an equal decision. You see, we're splitting profits 50-50 and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? But in this moment, I don't want to lead. I don't
Okay.
want it to be equal. So in that moment, she don't mind taking the back seat. She feels inferior and she don't mind it. So there's different women, could be sexual, could be with your man, could be online. When women are posting provocative photos and men are in the comments and praising them, they're inferior. That's not a women empowerment.
Mm, okay.
Yeah. So subconsciously they like that because they keep doing it. Um, let's see. Wanting attention. Who wants that more? Men or women?
Women.
So that means that's also an inferior thing. Wanting attention is like wanting to feel inferior.
Wanting attention is like wanting to feel inferior.
Yeah.
I don't get the
If
connection, but go ahead.
if the answer, okay, so why should a woman shame a male if she wants to be
Why
objectified?
would a woman shame a male if she likes to feel?
Objectified and
I'm gonna go with how, because the male chauvinist is all about how they're a male chauvinist is about how the males are better, right?
okay.
So I don't think that she wants to be um by like how I stated before. She's not gonna want every man to think she's inferior or
So this is why she would shame a male because it's manipulation. See, um women want special treatment, not equality. So in a way, and I'll use this example. I've had women who I've talked to in the past where when they got see, you got to get people mad at you. That's how they show you how they really feel about you. Their true colors come out. And I don't do this
mm,
intentionally, but we were going through it. We were having a debate, and it was about poly. She was trying to say women could do it, whatever. Women could do it also, whatever. Okay. So when I broke it down, she understood. But she said to me, "You don't want love. You want control and dominance." I said, "That's false." And I said, "But even if that was true, wasn't that what attracted you to me?" She was speechless. And she changes the subject because a lot of feminists, when they're losing arguments, that's what they do. They try to shame you. They try to, oh, well, it's not, I feel. That's what a lot of feminists do. They might call you out your name. You're being toxic. That's what they do when they're losing arguments. At that moment, they no longer become intelligent. They don't have that emotional maturity. They don't have emotional intelligence. Now they just resort to wanting to emasculate you because they feel like, yo, they're losing. It's like you're playing chess with a pigeon. It takes a shit on the board and dances around like it won. It's like that. So I'm like, but isn't that what attracted you to me? That's false what you're saying. You're not doing enough research and getting to know me more.
mm.
But isn't that what attracted you to me? See, this comes down to the special treatment versus equality. I want a rude boy that's good to me with street credibility. What song is that from?
I don't know.
Soldier, Destiny's Child.
Oh,
So it's like you want special treatment. You will shame the male feminist when you feel like it doesn't benefit you. But if he's giving you great sex,
the
paying bills, doing this, doing that, you all for it.
the male chauvinist or the male feminist? You're
I mean,
gonna
I mean, the
okay.
chauvinist.
Yeah, I got confused.
You see what I'm saying? You're gonna shame him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like ultimately, if he's able to bring that dominance with me, it's all good.
So male chauvinist and female feminist, does that relationship work?
No,
No, I don't think so either.
no. So somebody,
They want two different things.
yeah, somebody either transitions or
See, that I believe with the other question that we had. Alpha female and alpha male, does that relationship work? Yeah, I think that can work.
Okay, so my
Different from
you're jumping down?
yeah, because it's kind of like the same but not. It's different from a male chauvinist and a female feminist. Alpha female, alpha male, she could be alpha and still know her place
Okay, so
in
tech
her relationship.
technically speaking, you're right. The only way is if she knows her place in the relationship. And I'll explain technically speaking. She's an alpha female in her day-to-day. She's an alpha female with her group of friends. She's an alpha female in the world.
Exactly.
Then in her relationship, she's very submissive.
That could
She's
work.
not alpha.
That could work.
That's why it could work.
100%.
But then she's not really an alpha female.
Why not?
They don't exist then because she's transitioning.
It's still, but if she's still alpha for most of her,
If I love a woman, I'm not giving up the game of BDSM for her. If I love a woman, I'm not giving up dominance for her.
Okay, but that doesn't have anything to do. What does that have to do with the relationship?
Because a lion is a lion. Even if you put him in Alaska, even if you put him in Russia, he's still a lion.
Right.
That's what that means.
Okay.
That means that women are more inclined to changing than men for the benefits that they're getting, and love, because that's a lot of women's love language.
Okay.
Me, you could give me all the great benefits that you never gave a guy and guys only dream about. It's still not going to make me relinquish dominance for you.
Okay.
Because it's who I am.
Right, but you're being subjective to how you are. What if there's an alpha male that, is still an alpha male, but, maybe for his woman...
He's not an alpha male.
So anybody who gives up a little bit of anything is not alpha.
Yeah. See, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this in the next workshop. See, people might say, oh, men submit to women also. No. See, I'm going to break it down. Men don't. See, if, let's say, for example, I love a woman and she's like, let's do go-kart. And I'm like, okay, like, that's not really something I've done, but I'll try that.
Okay.
If she says, let's let me hit, the dildo in your butt.
Okay.
Hey, the orgasm is in the men's rectal.
I heard of that too.
I'm gonna be like, no. But how do you know? You don't know if you like it or whatever. No, we're not doing that. Oh, she gonna say, let's go eat at this dinner spot. No, I don't want to go there. This is where we're going. I feel like this is healthier, whatever it is, this and that.
Okay.
You see the difference? Like, he's not submitting because ultimately, we're not going anywhere without my decision. You said you wanted to do go-kart, and I said, oh, I never tried that before. Okay, let's do it. So now she's moving on the beat of my drum. She wants to go to dinner. Let's just throw hypothetical Chuck E. Cheese. Adults probably don't go there, but let's say Chuck E. Cheese. And I'm like, no, I want to go to Olive Garden. Most likely she's not going to go without me because she's not going to want to be without me. But I might say, okay, you complaining you don't want to go, then your ass is going to stay home and I'm going to go to Olive Garden myself.
But can't she go to another place?
But then she's going to want to come with me.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? It's like ultimately because I'm just steadfast. I'm alpha.
Right, but again, that's you.
No, but this is real alphas, which I'm trying to explain to you. Like when you transition, you're not what you are. You think because a lion think it's conducive to being an elephant. So he's like, listen, stop being a carnivore. Go vegan. Be a herbivore. You're gonna eat plants and grass and leaves. It's better for your health.
Okay.
You think he's gonna want to just transition easily? And it's gonna be beneficial for him being an apex predator? No, it's not. Okay. He's not gonna make it. He's gonna die. He's not gonna make it because he wasn't born to be a herbivore.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So ultimately, like, who cares about men that are saying they're alpha and females that are saying they're alpha? If they're transitioning in the littlest way, put $10 million on the table, but the stipulation is you got to kill a family member. You got to snitch on your best friend. You got to take dick up the ass or get on one knee and suck dick.
Yeah.
If you can't keep this integrity within you, then you're not who you are. That's what it comes down to. You snitch, you a rat. You snitch on your friends, you a rat. So it's ultimately like that's something within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's your integrity. You don't have principles. You don't have certain morals. So if you can transition easily for these things, you're not who you are. You show your true colors now. So women are not really alpha. They don't exist because they will transition easy. They'll be alpha to the beta male. They meet a man like me. They say, baby girl. They'll tell their friends, I want to be his whore, slut, wife, be on knees for him, do whatever. He needs help with anything, carrying books, I'll do it. They'll transition easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So modern men and modern women, who are more narcissistic?
Women.
Okay. What gender takes selfies more?
Do you
Men.
think women or men?
I think women.
Okay. What? Go ahead.
What gender takes more selfies, men or women? Women. By far,
So
women.
that means that's another reason why they could be more narcissistic.
Not as far as the selfies. I
Okay.
don't agree with that. I
Okay.
agree that they take more, and I agree that women can be more narcissistic. But just because a woman takes selfies doesn't mean she's always 100% narcissistic. And I
Is
think we had this
attention seeking narcissistic?
attention-seeking narcissistic. I don't think it is.
Okay. It is. And what gender cares more about attention, men or women?
Women, but we had this again. This
Mm.
was another bullet that we had a discussion on. A narcissist just thinks that they're better. Their way is better. Their way of thinking is better. Yeah, that's what a definition of a narcissist is.
No.
And doesn't necessarily, like you said, they don't care about what others, think about. They're letting them know, no, I am the best. And what you're doing is shit. But you don't know what you're doing. That doesn't necessarily mean just because they're taking a picture that they're.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, that's one part of it. You cannot
That's a
say
lot of
that. You
part of it.
cannot say that's the whole thing. Someone
I
who's
think
so
they're narcissistic
so
in different ways. Like they assume that
okay.
the man has to pay for everything. They
Okay.
had a kid with somebody else. Oh, but you want to get with me? You got to pay for my, you got to buy my kid this. You have to pay my bills. That's narcissistic as
Okay.
well.
Okay. So so that's what you say. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what narcissistic is. Gaslighting. Narcissistic is manipulation negatively. Narcissistic is um damn, I had the thought. Um Projecting your feelings upon the other person. That's part of manipulation. Narcissistic is attention seeking. Narcissistic can also be you're constantly taking selfies, posting
Mm-hmm.
provocative photos. You're not a sex worker or sex worker or whatever, stripper or you know, prostitute. Narcissistic is self-centered.
Self-centered, 100%.
Okay, so part of
But
what you're
not
saying,
everybody that takes selfies, though, is that a lot of times women, because we're talking about women that take selfies, is because they don't have that
is
women
self-confidence,
self-esteem.
self-esteem.
Eso.
Okay, so narcissistic tendencies, we can say, because
Okay.
that's narcissistic
Yeah.
tendencies. So they may not be a narcissist 24/7. But
Okay.
I think you're right. A narcissist 24/7 would be those things that you're saying. But also, what I'm saying, that's like a 24/7 thing.
That's true.
So I definitely believe women are more narcissistic than men. Um,
I do too, but I was just trying to clarify that little part of it.
what do you believe the ideology of feminism and chauvinism is doing to
I
society?
think it's dividing people.
Okay. Should a woman ask her man for permission when she's about to make a major decision?
Yes, I do. But I also think that if it's a major life decision, that it should be reciprocated on his part as well. But if we're gonna go into if you're in a relationship, because I know that's the example that you gave the caller. If you're in a relationship and you're gonna go out 100%, I mean, first of all, you should already know that you shouldn't be dressed like that if you're going out by yourself with your girls or something like that. But if you're feeling a little, I want to look a little extra special, then yeah, of course you should ask. Because at the end of the day, to me, it all comes down to how safe are you going to be dressed in what you're wearing. And if he's not there, or you don't have somebody there to protect you, if you can't, then that's a problem.
Okay, so women have to settle with and accept the men that chooses them and they choose. So that's very important if they really care about this. I don't believe this is 50-50. Why? Because if the woman deems the man to be the leader and the dominant in the relationship and she doesn't want to lead, she doesn't want to make any decisions. He's already holding himself accountable. He's making the best decisions for the both of them. That's number one. Number two, so if he is the boss and she is the subordinate, it's not 50-50. She has to ask permission on certain things. Like obviously she should be an adult, right? She should be dressed appropriate or whatever, maybe his standards. Might just be subjective for me, right? Um, but I believe she should ask permission. Let's say she's going to the club. Okay, not a family event, a barbecue or whatever. Like, come on, you should know how to dress.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to work. You should know how to dress. You see what I'm saying? You should know how to dress. You're going to work. But let's say she's going to the club, okay? Which is something that if I was to allow that, I'm one of the best men in the world. Because a lot of men like me, and especially the old school ones, would not allow his women be going to the club at all. So if he was allowing her, hey, cousin's birthday, we're going to the club. 100% she should be asking him what she wear because there's niggas in here and there's alcohol involved, music, all that stuff, serotonin, blah blah, liquid courage. Maybe there's not enough security. That's gonna
Mm-hmm.
give these men authority to come and grab you. I don't trust them. I trust you, but I don't trust them. Men are more dominant and have high levels of testosterone for women. That's why we are larger. So he can always
Yep. Grab you.
overpower you.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, you're more at risk. So yes, I gotta see what you're wearing, especially if I'm not gonna be there. So that's number one. She should ask permission. Major decisions, yes, 100%. However, I don't believe that it's equal. Now the major decisions part, maybe he's indecisive, and this could happen. Even the most decisive man, he's indecisive, and he might just say, you know what? I want to see what my lady thinks about this. I want to see what my ladies think about this. And then maybe he asks her opinion. And he's like, you know what? I don't really like that decision. I'm just gonna go with my original plan. Or
Yeah, I
he
think
or
that they
he's like,
should discuss it.
yeah, or he's like, you know what? I like that. Yo, you smart. Let's do that. And then he does it. But
Yeah.
ultimately he's saying, let's do that. So he's still making the final decision.
Right. I don't think right. So permission to me, when I said about the other way, I think that there's especially for major decisions, that should be discussed.
Okay. Now, it's not also equal for the clothing. If a man is a real man, he's gonna know how to dress appropriately. And
Uh,
men who are naked and women who are naked are totally different things. A woman can never rape me. Even if a woman is molesting me or trying to touch me or grab me, like at the club, I could hold her accountable.
how do you hold? I mean, but I don't know about the dressing part. How is that? I get it for a woman, but of
I'm trying
course it's
to
not the same with the men.
exactly. I'm trying to
They have
see
pants and a shirt. How much
exactly,
more?
exactly. So is a man being half naked or whatever or naked is not the same as a woman being naked.
No, and a woman's naked body is way more beautiful than a man's naked body. But anyway, did
Some
you hear
men,
about
I
this?
mean, I look at myself in the mirror,
Oh
ladies
Lord.
and gentlemen, I get turned on. I say, yo, if you was a chick, you'd be into you too. That's kind of narcissistic. See what I did there?
You see that? Uh
Yeah.
oh. Did you hear about the Texas woman who stabbed her boyfriend multiple times after he caught her making an OnlyFans account? Oh, he's
Mm,
bringing it up. Are you bringing it up?
yeah.
Oh, he's bringing it up.
Unbelievable. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna go into it. Texas woman stabs her boyfriend multiple times after he caught her making OnlyFans content. Now, this is part of the permission part. Okay. So the caption reads, a Texas woman is accused of stabbing her boyfriend with a kitchen knife during a fight over her OnlyFans account. The San Antonio Police Department told the news outlets. Officers responded to the attack around 2 a.m. Wednesday, September 28th, at an apartment complex at the 5000 block of Wiseman Boulevard. The San Antonio Express News reported this. The 25-year-old boyfriend, damn, they're young,
That is young.
arrived at 22-year-old Destiny Jimenez apartment to find it locked and deadbolted. SAPD said, which is San Antonio Police Department. Jimenez. That's crazy. Now, analytically dissecting this, right? She was trying to do that without his permission, obviously.
Obviously.
Crazy. I mean, yo, stabbing him though? Like,
I wonder what happened. I mean, obviously he must have been like, "Bum, bum, bum. What are you doing there?" I think his first reaction was, she's in there fucking someone.
well, maybe he was abusing her physically.
Or
in
that too.
self-defense. Could be that also,
I
could
think
not be. We don't know the whole story, right?
That's true.
So now, check this out. I mean, they're both wrong, obviously, but she's fucking wrong. Why are you trying to make an OnlyFans? I don't care if you're trying to cook on there. This is the part of the major decision. Why get in a relationship if you're not trying to even talk to your partner about certain things?
I agree.
Out of respect.
I agree.
Like, why aren't women putting in their minds that we have the lesser genes? Men can overpower us. We're constantly in danger. Stepping out of the house, we're constantly in danger. Jogging alone in the daytime,
Awful.
at night, we're constantly in danger. Why aren't women thinking
Even
like
during
this?
the day. Yeah.
Why? Is it because fathers are not teaching them? Husbands are not teaching them? Boyfriends are not teaching them? Society's not teaching them? Why? Why are they not? A lot of them are not aware. Now, some women are aware, but why a lot of them aren't? Why are they oblivious to this? Why are they gullible?
I don't think they're gullible or oblivious. I think it's ego. I think they're like, you're not going to tell me what to do.
Is
That's
that
what I think.
narcissistic?
Could be.
Okay. If a woman wants a man to dominate her and be the man in the relationship and control and lead and take charge, why is she fighting him on listening? Why is she fighting him on being submissive?
Well, if she does want all of that, then she wouldn't fight.
It's like that.
It's the women who have a problem with one or two things. That's why they fight.
It's like that meme I created a long time ago. Dominant women be like, I want a man to take charge and dominate me. I like an aggressive dude. But if he tells me what to do, I'll body slam him, drop kick him.
Yeah, that's funny.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like an alpha male. But don't tell me what to do though.
That's trauma, man.
So like, why would you do that? Like, why would you want to get with an alpha dominant male, right? Maybe a woman has a race preference. She might seem like there's one race that's more dominant than the others. So I gravitate towards them more, right? And I'm not talking finances in all ways, possibly. So, but why is she going to fight him then?
Because she has trauma.
That's like me being dominant and then getting with a submissive woman and saying, getting mad, yo, why don't you make decisions sometimes? Why I gotta be the one to always make decisions and come up with plans and be creative and figure out where we're going to eat and make sure this gets paid on time and make sure we do this and provide and give you security and fuck you and give you an orgasm? Like, why? It's too much for me to handle. Why I gotta do this? Why can't we split 50-50? That would be crazy, right?
But then you're not dominant then.
Exactly. That
So
would be crazy. So I'm trying to explain, why would women want men to be all these things, but then they're like, don't tell me what to do. I'm not gonna do this. You met me like this. I was posting my butt cheeks online in my showing my cleavage. Long ass deep V. Before you met me, a nipple could have popped out when I was doing a live. Who cares? You met me like that. Now you're trying to change me? Just throwing hypotheticals. I'm not saying this.
So why would a man try to change her if that's how he met her? Like if a guy goes on and he sees all that and he still pursues her, who's wrong then?
Yeah, the guy's wrong, absolutely. But I'm just saying that a lot of these issues are with women. Women are complaining. Women are doing these things without permission. Like, they're putting themselves in these situations. They're choosing maybe the wrong man. They're choosing to clearly you know he's a beta male, but you say, I'm not gonna have to sacrifice nothing by getting with this guy. Yeah, I know he's kind of weak. He's not like what I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
He's not my preference.
Yeah.
He's not the typical bad boys.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I just can't find the ones who are good men also. I can't find the gentleman and the savage. I can't find the gentleman and the beast. I can't find the good heart bad boy. So at this point, I want a serious relationship and I want marriage.
Mm.
So now
And
I'm
she settles.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
she knows it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like you some of them are putting themselves in these circumstances.
Yeah. Why is there more of an expression of man up and not woman up? I think it's
Because
go ahead.
no,
No, you.
because men are like constantly deemed the leaders in society. Men are the ones that are like, you know, the creators, the creators of life. Women carry life. Um conquerors of revolutions, starting revolutions, conquering wars, fighting, providing, protecting. You got to be more of a gentleman than she got to be more of a lady. Always treat women like a queen. It's always the men that they hold accountable more than that. That's why it's like, yo, man up.
Mm.
There's never expression for women up. A lot of women I spoke to said they never heard that before.
I never heard it
Women up.
either. Women up.
Yeah.
Man up, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Because what I was gonna say is, just to add on to yours, is I think it's because they're just expected for men to, you know, put feelings aside and do what has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts on
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
First, feminism and chauvinism. So women love men who really at some degree are kind of arrogant, kind of cocky, kind of believe that they are superior. And
I said go.
oh, I thought you said no.
I did.
Because I was gonna say, people go back to the episodes, go back to season 1, because I'm pretty sure she said something about I appreciate dominance or I'm submissive,
No,
but I could be
yeah,
alpha.
but not chauvinism.
Okay, so we talked about what the definition was. So at some degree, women love men who are at some degree arrogant. Maybe not excessively, but arrogant. Who's cocky,
Yes.
who's confident, who thinks highly of him,
Confidence, yes.
who thinks highly of himself, who is saying, yo, I'm the best, this and that. Now, women who don't appreciate that, they try to compete with men because they think by him saying, I'm the best, what am I, shit, chopped liver?
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? That's how they take it. But they gravitate towards men that are like this confident. That, damn, he's so confident. Why does he think he's the best? He's not even a celebrity. Like he don't have shit to show. Why does he think he's the best? I love that. I love his energy. They love that because a lot of women don't have high self-esteem and they're insecure. So they love that women because they want the men to bring that out of them. They want to benefit from that. They gravitate towards power because it makes them now feel powerful. So ultimately, feminism is destroying society and it's forcing women to you have to incorporate feminism for survival and success. And by doing that, this is like depolarizing nature and they're fighting against their core energy. Remember I said we're born with both?
Mm-hmm.
But women's core energy is femininity. Men's core energy is masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
You should always be high in these and low in the opposite
I mean, I
of
thought you had to be
of
equal.
of what you have. Some people are special creatures where they balance the both. Not always.
Hmm.
So by doing this, women fight with their core energy, which is femininity, and then they struggle. You know, want to know how they struggle?
How?
We went out to New York City. We hit the streets one time, and we were asking guests. One of the guests, outside guests. We were
Yeah.
interviewing them.
Yeah.
He said And I remember what he said. He said, I normally see these alpha females lonely. They can't have
Mm-hmm.
sexual relationships. They're on trips alone. They're unhappy.
Have
They're
cats and dogs.
cats and dogs as boyfriends. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, I've been saying this in season
Mm-hmm.
one,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's the part of that. It's like whoever invented this set women up, and women fell for it. Well, not women, a lot of them. Some women are wolf-minded. They're not sheep. They're not easily influenced. They're conscious. They're spiritual. They think outside the box, and they didn't allow this to affect them.
Mm.
But everybody else followed it. Yeah, be feminist. You're gonna get the career and the man you want. They tricked them. Why do they do this? Because women are the number one consumers in this world, 90%. So we have to feed them the bullshit. We gotta cater to them more because they're our customers.
Mm.
That's why. These guys in the elites, they don't give a damn about women.
I
They
believe
don't give
that.
a damn about women.
They sure don't.
But the reality is, who's spending more?
Mm.
Who's more influential? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So some women fell for this bullshit. They think they could be feminist and incorporate feminism because a lot of women are in the closet, they don't realize it. I always say you're either traditional and you have these values and stuff of that nature, submissive feminine, or you're closet feminist and you don't know it. Modern and shit. There's a difference between why I say modern men and women. The reason is because modern men and women are absorbing everything in this world, in this society, and they're adjusting to it. The music, today's boring bullshit ass music,
Mm.
right? They're absorbing that and they're following that.
Mm.
Female musical artists, male musical artists, they're following those things.
Let me ask you a
They're
question.
in fuck buddy relationships, sexual relationships only. This is modern people's activities. They're engulfed by social media. They appreciate more behind a screen than in person. When they have a problem, they go to this thing called ghosting.
Mm.
I had to learn all these things like recently because I'm stuck in an error that doesn't
Mm.
exist anymore. Like people are like, I'm weird because why you like this music still? Why you still this ain't the 1950s? Why you still do this?
Mm.
You still leave voicemail? You still leave voicemail when you call somebody?
I
You
do
still
too. What? That's not supposed to?
you still like holding hands? You still like going out? You still like courting? You still like dating? People don't date nowadays. Like you still love. You still appreciate dominance and submission. This is 1950s. This isn't doesn't exist. You still hold doors for women. What? People try to shame me for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. I don't care what they say. I still do it.
So
But
let
I'm
me
just.
ask you a question though.
But I'm just trying to try to tell you what modern women and men are.
Do you
This is the
think that
characteristics they
chauvinism?
exhibit.
Do you think chauvinism, because of chauvinism, that's what brought out the feminists?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
don't agree with either, but I do think that feminism came out of chauvinism, and I think it's different in different countries. That I think that just like in everything with with this country, with America, people want to take things and take it too far. You know what I mean? Because in other countries, like you said, women don't have the same opportunities. They also have less than equal. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
In a lot of countries, women are and not in this country, obviously, but in a lot of other countries, women are known to be less. And if something, a man can just say, "Oh, this woman looked at me wrong," and then her punishment is, for them to throw stones at her without, proof or anything. It's just his word. And I think that that's why feminism and that movement started in other countries so that they can protect the women. But obviously, like I stated, before, then this is my final thought. Just like with everything else in this particular country, people want to take shit overboard and take it to the extreme. So like
A
I said,
toxic environment is more likely to change you than you change it. So you got to get
yep,
out.
that's 100%.
Public housing for women that can't financially support their children. You'll see
You're gonna put that in that picture.
Yeah,
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 that's a good one.
you'll
That's a good
see
one.
what I'm talking about. And then the public housing for men that can't financially support their children. It's a penitentiary. You definitely see more males in jail or incarcerated than women. This goes back to part of the plan. This goes back to we gotta cater to our customers. Our customers are women.
Mm,
You know, they're the most influential. They buy everything. They spend hours in supermarkets, whatever. They make stock market go up. Everything predicated around women nowadays. Men are steadfast in their ways and they're not changing. That's why organized alpha males are a danger to society. They're trying to cancel everybody.
mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So they're labeling them as toxic and whatnot. Um, a lot of women don't want to lose for their man to win. You need to rewind that. But the irony is women chase champions and men chase championships. So the problem with society nowadays, especially with relationships and why men and women are not um connecting is because every woman and man, but women are more to tolerate bullshit, a lot more bullshit than men and invest years than men have been with that ain't one ain't shit guy that I've been there for a long duration of time. So in that moment now they're like, you know what? I want my identity now. I lost myself. You know, I want to get my power back. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to do whatever they need to do to get out of that. Start my own business, whatever they need to do. Because I was always focused on my man and what he had to do, and now I want to do my own thing. So when they get in a relationship, they will push the equality because the equality is a defense mechanism. It's a fear. What if this doesn't work out? I was with this. They push equality to the highest level because it's a coping mechanism. It's fear. It's insecurity. It's not confident. It's not confident in the man that you choose, the man that you're accepting. Um, so it's like in that moment when you see that men and women are not working, you know, there's a lot of women that won't sacrifice. You see, I'm gonna tell you something, and make you understand. I believe in team. A lot of women will lie and say they do also, but they're just out for self because they've been hurt. This is I'm gonna break the team analogy, and I'm gonna give you an example of a real life situation. When Steph Curry came back, Stephen Curry, his real name. Sometimes I call him Steph for short. I think everybody calls him Steph. When Stephen Curry came back from an injury, his coach Steve Kerr, which won five rings when he was playing regular. I think he had 2 with the Spurs and 3 with Michael Jordan's Bulls. Now he's a head coach for the Golden State Warriors. Steve Kerr and the other coaches, they said to him, I think privately, and I know this from a conference that Steph had. Listen, Steph, we got a good thing going. Got good chemistry here. We don't want to mess this up. We want a championship. Are you going to be fine coming off the bench? Steph, I consider the alpha of that team. I consider he's the best player on his team. He was drafted with Golden State. He's still with Golden State. He didn't say, yo, I'm going to go to another team and get all these superstars with me to win championships. He built his team like Kobe did and Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he had to put his ego aside. He had to sacrifice. Steph should have been, well, not should have been, but most people would have been like, yo, I've been here. I'm day one, son. What you talking about? I was here before you was the coach. It was Mark Jackson. He's the one that gave you the blueprint. What you talking about? I'm not taking the back seat. But Steph said in the conference, I don't care. I care about the W. I want to win. So if I have to sacrifice, if I have to come off the bench, if I have to just take 2 shots, the last shot, however I want to contribute, to make my team win. So a lot of women don't want to get into a relationship with team and sacrifice so the man can win. And by the man winning, they're going to win. Now, some women might feel, hey, if he wins, he going to go, let's say it's a black woman, he going to go get a white girl because that's what a lot of them do when they get successful. Or a Latina might be like, damn, he gonna leave me for a black chick, or he gonna leave me for a better Latina, or he gonna leave me for somebody else, or he's not gonna take me to the top with him. Whatever it is, it's always the what ifs. So that's why they might not sacrifice as well. Who knows what goes inside these women's minds that they may not feel comfortable to articulate with their partner.
Okay. I don't think that I mean, I don't know, obviously, but I want to say that maybe subconsciously, I don't think a woman would be like, nah, he's gonna leave me if he gets to the top. Like, you've seen it. It's not like we haven't seen women stick by from the very beginning until they make it, and then that is kind of like what happens. But I don't think, like, who in their right mind would be like, he got potential to really make it far, but I'm not gonna support him because what if he, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's also that what if he marries you and you guys live happily ever after too.
Key word, you said who in their right mind.
I always got these keywords, man.
You understand?
Yeah.
A healthy woman probably has that mindset you just verbalized.
Okay.
But an unhealthy woman, unhealthy energy, low vibrational, unhealthy mindset will definitely think like that. I don't want to invest in potential. That's potential. Even if a man is
That's high
rich,
potential.
even if a man is rich and y'all just start living together and you don't know if he's going to marry you, it's potential still. You see? It's potential. So somebody's lying out here when they're saying they're not going to invest in potential anymore.
That's true.
People are lying out here, men and women, if they're saying they're not going to invest in potential anymore. Because when you go on a date with somebody or multiple dates, that is on a seeking of because you see potential. Do I really have to break it down?
That's where you might drop.
Do I really have to break it down though? The vetting process is potential. You don't know. Here's potential for me. The woman could be telling me everything I want to hear. I'm submissive, I'm this and that, but she could be lying. I'm still investing in potential because just because she's telling me things and I see them doesn't necessarily mean that's how it's going to be when we have an argument. Doesn't necessarily mean it's how it's going to be when she doesn't get what she wants. It doesn't necessarily mean what it's going to be if she's on her period. If I didn't call when she wanted me to call. If I was working all day and I couldn't give her attention. All these things could be triggers. So I'm investing in potential, right? Exactly. So people are lying out here. They just want to seem like they gangster or something. But they're lying out here because when I break it down on a technical aspect, you are. So at the end of the day, if women want champions and they want men to chase championships, they have to be willing to maybe sacrifice so he can win and y'all can win together. Especially if he's already there investing years with you.
Yeah,
The
but that
woman,
doesn't
the
count. That
woman,
doesn't matter.
the woman is the helpmate. These are my beliefs. BDSM life, traditional, you know what I'm saying? You understand? The woman is the helpmate. So ultimately, if he needs you, he gotta beat it. Like, yo, I get her tomorrow. Is she a nurse? Can she nurse me back to health? I go to the doctor and do all the things, and they say, hey, you need to take work. Let's just knock on wood. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You don't got what it is.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, I'm just saying, the
Mm-hmm.
doctor's like, listen, you need to take some time off work. Can she do that? She now gotta, she might now have to put in 60%, and I'm putting in 40. You see? But it's also the men that has to choose properly too. Did you see those type of maternal instincts, nurturing instincts prior to you even investing?
Mm-hmm.
You see, so it's like it comes down to that. Like the woman is the helpmate. So ultimately, if she wants to win, she got to make sure her man is winning, because ultimately she wants a winner. No woman wants to like talk about a loser. She might have the loser that's giving her the best dick of her life, but she won't tell her friends about him.
Mm.
She won't, because she's embarrassed. She don't want to hear the ridicule. She don't want the scrutiny. She don't want to tell her family about him. But women who are proud of their man, they talk about him all the time. Family, friends, everything. They don't have to mention his name, but they could go on interviews and talk about him.
Go on interviews?
Just speaking hypothetical.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's a public figure woman.
That's true.
You know, she's also private. Who knows? But she respects him.
Mm-hmm.
She values him. She loves him. She's proud of him. In her mind, he's a winner.
Alrighty then. That was a good final thought.
Yeah.
Thanks
So,
everyone for joining us for tonight's This Therapy podcast.
peace.
Peace.